Let's go. Hey, it's Rage and Pillage, interviewing all the players. Every place we filled and reminiscing on the days that we made a killing. Burley, no chill, man. Got the Viking mindset. Bring the minds to your buildings, leaving fire behind us. So reminder, we drink till the drink diminish. Give a fuck what you think. Came to Rage and Pillage. Are you ready?
Oh, hell yeah, bitches. Fucking back. Tuesday night. Been kind of a weird one. Boom. I'm your host, Burley. And tonight, joined by one guy who's loyal like a motherfucker, loyal to the soil, as they say. Josh Pillage, what's up, brother?
What up, brother? What's up, Burley? How you been, man?
Doing all right. Feeling a little under the weather today, but we're going to get through this shit, you know? Fucking...
You got that new COVID already?
No, I got these goddamn diet pills, bro, and it turns my shit inside out. Inside.
You taking Ozempic?
No. I'm taking these fucking pills. Do you remember? In the 90s that Fin? Remember that shit?
Of course. Yeah, you got your hands on some of that.
This is one of the Fins.
Oh, it's just a half fin.
Yeah, it's half a fin. Yeah, I looked it up and it traced all the way back. It's phentermine, so it's one of the fins.
And you could get that legally, or you getting it shipped?
Yeah,
really?
You gotta be fat enough, apparently. So,
listen, the only thing you need is methamphetamine.
I've been trying to find the good shit, and turns out it's just I can't sleep on it. It's weird, but fucking.
Who needs sleep when you're skinny?
Nah, but it makes your stomach that they're like it'll curb your appetite. Yeah, you got a stomach ache all goddamn day. It's fucking retarded.
No, I remember I was buying some of that off the internet like 10, 15 years ago from China, and then they banned it, but they were legally selling it in the States.
Oh, you were a big dude too, right?
Yeah, dude, I was 400 something pounds.
I remember that now. Yeah, dude. I don't know. I went to the doctor, dude, and they're just like, "We'll get you on the Ozempic." And then no insurance covers it. And I've heard of Ozempic's having like shitty side effects now.
Anything that's going to make you lose weight. I'll tell you, when I was a big fat, like huge, like you would look at me and be like, look at this fat bastard. And I remember the thing that came out at the time. It was Ally. You ever hear of Ally? ALLI?
I don't remember that one.
It was a pill that you would take it, and basically like 40 or 50% of whatever fat you would eat, it would make it so your body wouldn't absorb it.
That can't be good.
Well, the thing is, what would happen is I would take it, and then you can still eat whatever the fuck you want, but being a big fat fuck, I would eat whatever I want, and then you would have to go to the bowl, and it would just be shooting a rocket.
Oh, yeah.
It was like a geyser of fucking oil.
That would ruin your workday, I'm guessing.
I was acting at the time. I know, shoot.
Oh,
I remember.
Oh, no.
Holy shit, man.
I know me. I would laugh or something. It would just shit myself for sure.
All over yourself. You heard about the plane ride where they had to divert the flight?
Tell the audience about it, dude. Like,
well, if you didn't hear about it, there was a flight inbound from, I think, Brazil to the United States.
It was Delta, right?
Say again?
It was Delta, correct?
It was a Delta flight, and you can hear the audio recording if you look it up. They had to call into the tower and request to return back because apparently somebody, maybe they were taking Ozempic or Ally, they had the shits and they ran down the aisle. I read the specifics on it because you're like, how do you get diarrhea all over a plane? But what happened was they were in the front and they ran down the aisle to make it to the toilet in the back, and apparently they shat the entire row down. So if you look on the internet, there's pictures of like biohazard tarps on top of everything.
Trying to find the audio right now. These stupid ads on the fucking New York Post.
You know the craziest part is, Burley, it took 45 minutes. That's all they did. They cleaned it for 45 minutes. 45 minutes with a biohazard team, and then they got people back on the plane. Do you really think you can clean up diarrhea?
That's like the $500 fee I pay at Airbnbs for a deep cleaning, knowing damn well that they're fucking not doing shit. You know,
of course not.
It's horse shit. Like, I don't know. Here we go. We got it right here. Share screen. There we go. Get some audio.
They want us to come back to Atlanta. Negative. It's just a biohazard issue. We've had a passenger who had diarrhea all the way through the airplane, so they want us to come back to Atlanta. Negative. It's just a biohazard issue. We've had a passenger who had diarrhea all the way through the airplane.
Diarrhea all the way through the airplane. Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
You know what else I heard? This is the best part, Burley. Apparently, it was a lady who had the diarrhea incident.
Oh, no.
They had to disembark everybody off the plane, disinfect it, and then get them back on the plane. And she got back on the plane with them.
If you're her, suicide's on the table at this point, right?
It's got to be an elderly lady. Because I think a younger woman who shat herself in public would be too shamed.
Let's find out if they release who it was. Do you think they did?
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
They've got to at least say her age.
They didn't. I don't know. Could we file for a motion for disclosure? Freedom of Information Act. I want to know who to avoid when I'm getting on a plane.
The poster, who goes by the name Zaxby Swanson, said the footage obtained by TMZ was of his little brother's flight out of Atlanta, Georgia last week, which became infamous after it was rerouted after, in quotes, someone shit up and down the aisle. Let's see.
Do you think they really went up and down? Like they can't.
Dude, there is footage. I think I saw it on TikTok of the aisle with the shit all. Dude, it's down the aisle.
Yeah, no, I saw something with like blue, tarps on top of it.
Oh no, this one showed the straight up shit on the ground,
really?
Down the entire aisle of the fucking plane. It's fucking, and it's one of those big boy planes too with 2 aisles.
That's a long aisle, man.
Dude, there's got to be a midway toilet, right? She must have thought she could make it.
Maybe the better move would have just been to shit all over herself.
And just fucking ate it, just,
Well, then they would just have to, like, cover her with, like, tarps and stuff rather than it being spread throughout the cabin. There should be a recommendation when you get on a plane, when they tell you the emergency procedures.
Yeah.
That if you're going to have to shit yourself down the aisle, just sit in your seat. Shit on yourself.
I think I have the video of the shit. Fuck it, dude. TMZ rules sometimes. There we go. Well, if it'll fucking... You see it up and down the aisle?
Oh, gosh. You know how long time feels when you're on a plane, right?
Okay, how long? I want to know how long until they were able to land that people were just having to sit next to that.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm puking on myself for sure. I got a weak stomach for other people's shit.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Everything that doesn't excrete for myself is vile and should be disposed of.
Just fucking burn them. So, like, yeah, I would have had a real 9/11 moment where I'm like, are we gonna take her down?
Would you have, by the way, Merry 9/11.
Yeah, dude, you stole my joke. I'm sure it's jokes to be, but I saw your little note on Instagram. I was like, God damn it, he beat me to it. I was gonna say happy 9/11.
I opened a show with it on 9/11 Eve. It didn't do as well
as it should have.
I know it was funny, but people were so ashamed to laugh. I saw a lot of this, like, oh,
dude. I mean, I'm sure this has been done 1,000 times, but yesterday, like, I felt weird rooting for the Jets on 9/11. So like, that was a fucking whole situation. Are you an NFL guy?
Well, I am and I'm not. I mean, I like playoff season.
Okay.
I worked as a bookie for a little while, so I only really cared.
Dude,
when it was money,
I'm so scared to gamble, but I'm going to Vegas.
You saw what happened with fucking the old quarterback yesterday, obviously.
Dude, that was the funniest shit to me.
But what else were people expecting? Honestly, I was like, man, this guy is like a walking fucking Fabergé egg.
Dude, somebody called it hours before the game. It's raining on AstroTurf in New York, and he's 40 years old. He's going to somebody said he's going to pull his Achilles 4 minutes into the game or whatever it was. Fucking crazy. Somebody called it.
I can relate to him. I'm over 40 years old, and I went to go see if I can fix my laptop today. And the guy quoted me $190, and I was like, I don't know if that's really worth it. So I told him I would be right back, and I had my dog with me, and I started walking for like half an hour, and my dog pulled me into a curb, and I busted my ass, fell down, and broke the laptop. So my season ended prematurely today too.
Thanks a lot, Aaron Rodgers. We're gonna blame everything on him.
Had to expect that, and they had to have known that when they signed him.
Well, what's funnier is they still have to give a first round pick to fucking Green Bay.
That was the gamble they were willing to take, man. That was a fucking game. I mean, listen, in an alternate universe, he's fucking taking them to the fucking Super Bowl.
No, are you Giants or Jets?
Honestly, I'm neither.
Neither. Okay.
I'd be more of a fucking.
What makes you more money? So
it's whoever loses the worst.
Yeah, no shit. I'm going to Vegas for the first time at the end of this month, and I'm worried about it awakening something in me. I've never been to a casino in my life.
Really?
So, yeah. So
really,
have
you ever gambled? You ever play like friendly gambling?
I've went to a couple of poker houses. Inside the city right here, where gambling is illegal, where they got some guy in a flak jacket patting you down on the way in.
Yeah.
And I was up like $2,000 and then lost it all because I couldn't say no. That type of shit. You know, booze
what
gets
were you playing? Hold'em?
Blackjack.
So they're having like regular.
Oh, it was a whole big ass room. Like they broke all. It was in a neighborhood, dude, and they broke most of the walls out of this house to make it a gambling room.
It's a vice. It's a underground.
Yeah. Some Mexican guy patting me down with a flak jacket on, the shotgun sitting next to him. I was like, okay,
yeah, bro,
I'm the minority here. You know.
I used to hang out with this coke dealer. He used to take me to the after-hour gambling spots in Chinatown.
No shit.
20 years ago. That's where you meet the most depraved human beings in the world, man. There's nothing more disgusting than New York City at 5 a.m. in Chinatown.
No shit. Dude,
nothing good happening.
Speaking of the Asian people, I watched this thing about Nintendo, right? Mm. Everybody thinks about video games. You know how they got their start? Underground whores and gambling.
Really?
Yeah, dude. They were hooked up with the Yakuza. Fucking.
You know, I just watched the documentary and they didn't mention it.
Oh, no. I'll send you the good one. These people went in like deep into this shit. Before gaming was a thing, they were like in with the Yakuza and doing like underground gambling and whores. It's fucking wild.
See, what I saw is that they had like a hotel business. So I guess now I know.
Oh, yeah. The women were in the hotel. But they were, so China or Japan, they're pretty close. Whichever one they're from.
They're from Japan.
Okay, so that one. They had made card games illegal.
Yes, they used to print cards up, right?
Out of wood. And they wouldn't have numbers on them, so they weren't playing cards. This dude, the Nintendo guy, was making them like handmade out of wood. His craftsmanship was so good, the Yakuza was like, this is the guy we want. So his cards, but the symbols meant numbers. But they weren't numbers. Right. So they could still use them for gambling. It was like a loophole. And this dude just started making money, bro. Like crazy. And then, still before Mario and all that shit, he makes a deal with Disney. He's like, I want to make playing cards with Disney characters on them because Disney hadn't made it to Japan yet. And he just fucking starts raking in them. Dude, he was rich way before the fucking Nintendo shit, dude. Like the video games.
And he never lost any fingers. I don't think I saw any missing fingers.
No, I mean, it was passed down. Like, it's kind of funny because none of them were having boys. And like tradition is you have to pass the company down to boys. They all kept having girls. So they're just like,
how embarrassing.
Yeah. Great dishonor to the family. Great dishonor to the family. But they kept having to arrange like these businessmen to marry their daughters so they could fucking keep the company going and shit. It's pretty fucking wild story, dude. I was pretty impressed with how much they got done with knowing the owner of Nintendo, like once video games started, refused to even play the games. He's never played them once.
Yeah.
That's fucking. He's like this is dumb nerd shit. Fucking faggots.
This is for the losers who don't have women and fucking drugs.
Bunch of faggots never touched a tit. Fucking.
He was just setting up the world so he could have more women. He's like, I was going to keep dudes locked in their fucking basements.
Just foot binding and fucking, you know.
Yeah. Ugh, that foot binding. That's a fucking thing.
You ever seen the real pictures of that?
I've seen it, dude. I've seen it, and honestly, bro, that shit's fucking sexy.
Somebody out there's jerking off to that, right?
Nothing like a cleft fucking woman's foot. It's a fucking mangled toe mosh.
Human hoofs. Fucking, you gotta love them, dude. Somebody wants to lick that shit, dude.
Well, the thing was, it wasn't that they wanted to see them looking like that. They wanted to see them inside little tiny shoes.
But
they wanted to see little tiny shoes, which is like fucking ridiculous.
We kind of do now. You want to be with some big-footed broad?
They should have just chopped their toes off.
Look, dude, this is why men are smarter than women. You know, fucking, we got all the great ideas. Fucking, I'd be remiss to say if we did have him on the promo photo. Kev couldn't make it. He's decided money's better than doing a free podcast.
Rest in peace, Kevin.
Yeah, we're just gonna
passed away a couple hours ago.
Yeah, dude, 9/11/2 at the Sanchez residence. Fucking. But yeah, you will be missed, Kev.
Yes, Kevin.
We do got to talk about
the angel.
I read a thing recently that bitch, since she started doing those commercials, it's hurt her album sales. Nobody wants to listen to that bitch and think about dead dogs.
Yeah. Of course.
So now, like, the reason she keeps doing it apparently is for money because album sales are gone.
That's it. She made a devil's fucking deal. So now she's fucking forced to pander for fucking the abused animals for the rest of her life.
I mean, dude, name another song by Sarah McLachlan other than that. Exactly, dude. Exactly. Fuck that bitch. Fucking. I did want to talk about this hilarious.
You know how she could revive her career if she made a song about abusing animals.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like do like one of those bestiality videos where she just gets mounted by a golden golden retriever that has socks on so it doesn't scratch her back. You know.
No, that sounds off.
Yeah, I've seen some things. Mr. Hands, remember that one? Do you remember Mr. Hands?
No, man.
Oh, I can't show it on YouTube, but it's a dude that used to work at Boeing. Like high up official at Boeing.
Okay.
They made a whole documentary about this cat. In Washington for a long time, the bestiality laws were a little laxed. Yeah, a little laxed. So
if you get married, it's your wife.
So all these fucking freaks were buying farms, bro. And there's this video of this cat. You can only see his ass. And then all of a sudden you see a giant horse kind of mount up on him. And you see this giant... Huh?
A cat?
No, this dude's ass. This dude's ass. And then you see a real life
and he's getting plowed by a horse?
Yeah, the horse goes in about this far. And then the horse becomes a horse and is like, I'm going to put this all inside of you. And you hear him go... Needless to say, all they could do was drop this dude off at the hospital. He dies of ruptured organs all throughout his fucking body. Fucking
faces of death.
Dude, it's the video cuts off at him going, and then the dick coming out and there being cum everywhere. It's the craziest shit ever. It was like probably before YouTube even, dude. This was like one of those early videos where you click on a link and go, what the fuck am I watching? Remember that shit?
Yeah.
How many people just sent you a beheading video back in the day? And you're just like, I guess I'm watching this now.
Psychologically fucked up I am from the shit I saw 30 years ago. It was a free-for-all 20 years ago, dude. 25 years ago. It was a free-for-all. It was like, I'm going too far back. If you just go like September 11th forward, ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Mexican Mafia, all that shit.
Yeah,
Gore.
yeah.
Remember Ogrish? Remember that? Ogrish?
Oh, yeah. This is all pre-YouTube, dude.
Dude, they traumatized. We were kids. They were traumatized. They traumatized.
I was 16 years old with almost zero supervision on the internet just watching people's heads get cut off, being desensitized.
Watching a Mexican guy and his fucking nephew getting a chainsaw and fucking heads off.
The worst one. This was an Arab one. I don't know what country or whatever it was. They had great production, by the way. Props to those guys. It was damn near
Saudi Arabia. Or it was ISIS.
They were dropping the dudes slowly into the swimming pools. Did you see that one in the cages?
Oh, drowning them.
Dude, that shit was wild. I can't get that one out of my head. That was worse than the beheading to me.
Coincidentally, they just had a video a couple of weeks ago that was released from Mexico where they were dropping a couple fishermen into the ocean in a thing like that. But thankfully, they were more merciful and they shot them to death before they drowned.
Jesus Christ.
It was all over the news a couple of weeks ago. But I remember all that fucking savagery, bro.
And now we're just like, you know?
Yeah, but I honestly, I'm a lot, back when we were younger, it was like a lot more, especially if you're a younger dude, more openly in your like domain area, like where you're fucking hanging out.
Yeah.
Happily now, it's not, unless you're like looking for it, it's not that frequent.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Somebody would just send you a random link and you could click on text messages you got back then, or whatever, or an email or whatever it was. And it was either a picture of a tranny or someone getting their head cut off, it seemed like back then. That was it. My friends
It's brutal. I mean, honestly, like, we could have PTSD. I mean, that shit does something to the human brain when you see shit like that.
It definitely desensitized me. I don't like look for it. I never really did before. I don't want, like, now we're smart. Like, the internet's made it like on our phones. We can tell what it is beforehand, luckily. But yeah, I mean, you know what's funny?
I actually read an article as to why people are fascinated with seeing videos like that, being people getting murdered and accidents and stuff. And they said that it relates to your innate sense of protecting yourself. So as a human, you want to see what went wrong, how that person died, so you can possibly save yourself from the same outcome. So that's what the article said.
And maybe that's why all these chicks want to like listen to all these true crime podcasts and shit like that, right?
Honestly, that's a good observation.
They're
like, let me try to avoid, but instead they look for that specific situation.
Yeah, every serial killer has the wildest bitches hitting them up with mail and shit. I found this fucking. Let me see if I can find it. I found this Instagram page, which is nothing but the Ohio prison system looking for love. And this is from the Ohio prison system. Have you seen this?
This is an Instagram page?
Yes.
It must be because of you.
There's a good chance. There's a good chance.
They have like a thing where you could like hook up with inmates. Like,
Dude,
did you do it?
No, I'm thinking about it for the show. It'd be great.
You gotta do it, bro.
I gotta find the right one. I probably spent an hour looking at every one of them the other day. And I was like, this is the greatest thing ever,
honestly,
dude.
Most of them seem like pretty decent people, bro.
It's funny, like the women are all like, I'm just looking for someone to talk to. Like every dude on there is like, I'm looking for a bad bitch. I'm kind of fucking, it's like, they're like straightforward with it and shit. It's fucking hilarious. Like, yeah, I think that might be the thing. I need to get one of them on as a guest, however long the prison system will let me fucking talk to him. But there's like, I got 6 more years left. They're in there for a while, bro. It's crazy.
What are some of the years you've seen? I didn't look in detail.
I've seen as low as 8 months, and then the highest I saw was like 8 years or 6 years or something like that. Yeah. So they're in there for a while. It's not jail; it's prison.
But those times can change because like sometimes they adjust for good behavior and time served. So
when the guys with the face tattoos say 8 years, I believe them.
Yeah, no, you ain't going anywhere, buddy. Sorry.
One dude, it made me laugh. One dude was like, glasses on, I look like a nice guy. I take them off. I'm a little reckless. I like to get crazy. Like, dude, I was like, yeah, nobody.
No shit, bro. You're in fucking jail.
This dude's trying to find pussy on here. Like, I guess somebody's going to fuck him, right? But
honestly, I feel like it's a trap from the fucking prison, bro. They're trying to catch these idiots. Because I know a kid, I don't want to say friend, it was a kid I grew up with who's doing fucking 30 years in prison. Because I'm not going to tell you the whole story. It's a very long story, but he got fucking wrapped up in this fucking situation and he ended up going to fucking jail. And he was already working as state's evidence. He was a rat. He was working for the fucking.
And he still got
government.
30.
Huh?
He still got 30
still,
after
this
working.
Is why he's such an. You want to hear the whole story?
Yeah,
the kid
hit
was
me.
The kid was selling cocaine.
Okay.
But at the same time, in my neighborhood, we were like the port for weed in like the 90s.
Okay.
In New York City. So like a lot of the weed came through my neighborhood, and a lot of my friends were fucking weed dealers and smugglers. You know, they drive it from Canada. And this kid used to work with them. They were all selling pounds of weed. I was working on Wall Street at the time, if you remember from last time. So I didn't deal with shit like that. But these were my best friends growing up. You know, we knew each other since we were like 8.
Yeah.
And this fucking retard at the same time was selling coke, and they bag him up, and he fucking decides to turn into a rat and snitch on the entire operation on everybody. So he's working with the feds, and then he fucking ends up date raping another friend of mine, a kid who's not a drug dealer, just another kid I know. He ends up date raping her. He takes the girl upstairs to his apartment. They have consensual sex. And then when the sex is over, he's like, hey, suck my dick again. And she's like, nah, I'm good. And he's like, if you don't suck my dick, I'm going to punch you in the face. So she sucks his dick, and then she calls the police.
That's a pretty good trait.
She's like, this guy threatened me if I wouldn't fucking perform oral, he was going to beat me up. So
why would you do that knowing that you're under the eye?
The kid was the dumbest kid in the world. You want to know how I met the kid? I was 8 or 9 years old. And this is how old I am. Street Fighter 1 was out. Nice. Okay? And I had just learned how to throw a fireball in Street Fighter 1.
The Hadouken, hell yeah.
Right? And I learned how to do my Hadouken. And as I'm doing it, this fucking other little 8, 9-year-old starts putting his hand in the pocket of my jacket.
Yeah.
Pull the quarter.
Bro.
I turn around and I clap him in the face. Like, what the fuck you doing?
You might want to pull me out. I don't have any audio.
And he looks at me and he starts laughing and he's like, oh, you're my boy. You're my friend. And I was like, I'm not your friend. I was like, don't stick your fucking hand in my pocket. And we grew up around each other from that point forward. And I always had a bad eye for him.
You had to side eye him all the time?
Had a side, but vocally too, because he was a friend of mine's cousin. But like we all, we hang out in our little crew now. And I used to pick on kids and be a bully. And I used to tell him, like, why are we hanging out with this piece of shit? This fucking bully. He was a fucking bully. Anyway, he gets picked up for raping the girl. He ends up in prison. He thinks he's a genius, so he uses somebody else's card to call.
Dude, that's a blast from the past, a calling card. I haven't thought about that in forever.
Well, in prison, you get like a PIN card.
I thought you were talking about just in life. Okay. Huh? I thought you were talking about just in life.
No, this is in prison. So or jail, whatever the fuck. So he fucking gets somebody else's PIN because, he knows maybe they're listening. And plus, he takes extra precaution and he calls his sister. And he speaks to his sister in Yugoslavia. And he's like, listen, I need you to print out a paper and list all the detectives that I'm working with and all the judges on the case.
Shit.
and basically he told his sister to write a threat against him and against all the judges. And then to tell the Fed that he was working, like his handler, that she found this letter under the door. So she does what she's told, and she calls the Fed, and the Feds go to him, and he's like, he played, this kid always thought he was the greatest actor, and he's like, oh my God, who can it be? He's like, I know who it is. I know exactly who it is. He tells him, get me out of here. I'm going to go find the guy for you. I know who wrote this threat against me and against you and the judges. So the Feds get him out of jail. They convince my friend's sister to drop the charges and I know this girl well.
Yeah.
I heard that they fucking they really put a lot of pressure on her. They told her we have much bigger concerns to deal with. This is a matter of security and that. And they forced her basically to drop the charges and they get him out. And of course, they're not going to just stop investigating. So they start going through all the phone logs while he's out of fucking jail and helping them. And they fucking hear the conversation between him and his sister where he's telling her exactly what to do. They can't get a fucking a translator,
Yeah.
And so they end up fucking taking him back. All my friends who got arrested in this huge marijuana, I'll send you the article later.
Yeah, shoot it over. That's
it was one
hilarious.
of the biggest. It was on the article of the Times said biggest weed bust in New York City history. They put it at $1 billion. It was some crazy. It was all bullshit. They were just making up numbers.
Now, does he go in for weed?
So they end up giving him racketeering and fucking, I don't know racketeering, but like they end up giving him, they give him 30 years. But basically for making like threats against the government and fucking RICO shit and all types of shit.
RICO, you're fucked. You're fucked. Wait, let me jump on my buddy Tony here. He's from the Dude Network podcast. I wanted to have a third person. It's always more fun with three people. So
it's always better with a 30. Yeah.
So Tony, this is Josh. Josh is Tony.
What's up, Tony?
What's up, dude? How you doing, man?
I didn't want you to
I'm already into it. All I heard was like this wild story of people going to prison and fake letters and accomplices and 3-level plans. I'm like, I'm in. Like, let's go.
No, but okay, so they got him on a RICO, so that's way different. I thought if he was just getting for the biggest weed bust, did they let him out now that it's all legal in New York?
Well, the crazy thing is my friend sent this to me the other day because, you know, he burned a lot. He ratted on all my friends. Like, even though he ended up going to jail, he still was used as state's evidence. Oh, you know, like he named names. He told them exactly who was doing what with what. And I had a friend send me a fucking, you know, they have like these advocacy fucking groups that if you go to jail for like weed for long sentences, now that it's legal in most places, they will petition like the government and like the authorities, and they have like these big sign-up pages like petitioning to like release him. There's even a video portraying him to like help get him out early.
See, if you can send me that video, that's hilarious.
But the funny thing is, a lot of the kids he burned, because I went and I looked, are writing on the thing like, this guy's a fucking piece of shit coke dealer who raped the girl and fucking ratted on everybody. Anyway, you know, like you can't listen. You could be a fucking scumbag, but you can't be a rat in this world, because like if once you rat people out, you have no place. Like if you're a criminal, you're a criminal. You got to have a code of ethics.
Well, yeah, for sure. But as a rat, do you think
snitches get stitches?
Well, do you think as a rat, is he better inside or outside?
The thing was, this kid was always a rat. Since we were kids, he was a rat from fucking day.
Why were you around this
fucking
guy?
Because I don't know. He just had, I don't know. He was just around my fucking friends. They were doing fucking business, and people, you know, and he was a fucking thug, you know, and people respected him because they were scared of him.
Oh,
you know,
he was a sewer. He was a sewer rat. Couldn't kill him.
He fucking totally, you know, like again, like I told you, I went and I looked at the fucking some of the petitions to get him out and like petition the government to lower his sentence, because they're like, he shouldn't be away for 30 years for weed fucking charges, and it's not just for that, it's for a lot of other shit. And like somebody wrote, like, he's still a fucking bully, like he's bullying people in jail, you know, like this fucking people.
Oh no, he's I would have thought if you go in as an informant in jail, it'd be fucking a bad time.
But they don't know that, you know, like the kid's a fucking, he's like you know, he's a true like socio-psychopath.
Oh, okay.
Like,
I've always been like under the impression that like knowledge and like at the real hard places, like they make you put your papers out on the table and like make you like, you hear these guys that are just out of jail and they say what it was like in it. You know, these big accounts now about their time in jail, and they say like, you have to like slap down your papers. They wanted to make sure you weren't in for like raping kids and women and stuff. That you had to prove that you were in there for like a non-terrible offense. Like robbery is one thing, you know, theft, you know, all that. But I guess like women, children, you know, stuff like that was that make you prove that you weren't involved with it when you first get in there with your clique.
This is where him getting the 30 years worked to his benefit, because it makes it look like he's definitely not a snitch.
Right, yeah.
You know, they don't know that he's still part of it. You know?
That's actually a good point. He's like, there's a 30-year sentence for anyone.
Yes,
yeah.
With my luck,
30-year sentence for weed look like a snitch to you?
Yeah, you know, it makes him look like a superhero. It gave him superpowers.
With my luck, I'd get 30 years from mail fraud. Fucking now I gotta get a fucking teardrop tattoo. You know,
pretending to be a man.
My high school mailbox smashing days will catch up to me to where I'll get like 50 years. What are you in for? Smashed mailboxes when I was 16. Like, yeah.
Dude, we used to like anytime on the weekend, staying with my friends, we get all fucked up, and then we just go take shit out of people's yards, like all their lawn furniture and shit like that, and then just cover the entire street with it. And every once in a while, around 2 a.m, some drunk guy would just plow through it and not see it. Funniest shit ever. funniest shit ever. But you know,
Until you kill that family of 3.
You know what? They shouldn't have been driving at 2 a.m. You know what? I mean, we would set people's shit on fire in their yards. Just to like.
Where'd you grow up, Burley?
Houston.
Yeah, you see, you have a much better life over there, man.
Yeah, well, people have yards. So
Yeah.
you know.
You only have rooftops to throw bricks and water balloons off of.
So, Josh, where are you from? Like Casper, Wyoming or something?
Queens, New York City.
That's the Wyoming accent Josh has. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I got my accents mixed up again. My bad.
Thank you, sir.
It happens.
So as you can see by Tony's background, he's in Ohio. So
no doubt.
Yep.
How's that?
Oh, I mean, so it's funny. We had a couple guys come in from out of town. They're part of the Dude Network. And like, you know, you grow up in the area, you don't think much about it. And their take of it was very cheap, very affordable, very peace, very calming, very quiet. So I guess good.
It looked very Amish out by you. You said you lived near the Amish
country, so it's really quaint and spread out. Like, I mean, but I'm like an hour and a half from Pittsburgh, Cleveland, and Columbus. So like I'm like within driving distance to 3 really top 20 cities. So yeah, so it's not that bad actually. Like I love it. It's centrally located. You're not too
You're
far.
living in a house or like an apartment complex?
What's that now?
You're in a house or an apartment?
Yeah. I'm in the burbs, man. Yeah,
that's fucking awesome, bro.
Yeah, dude. How far? I got lucky. Got into a good career out of college and was able to get into one, and you know, luckily my wife hasn't left me and you know took it, so that's always good.
Not
too.
yet.
How the gun laws in your state?
Awesome.
Yeah,
bro.
So you got like a shotgun and like a rifle.
I can take you over to my gun cabinet if you'd like.
That'd be fucking awesome. I'd love to see that.
I can tell you the caliber.
We'll link up. Though. I got some stuff. I'm like not like crazy gun guy, but I have like a shotgun, a rifle, a pistol.
That's fucking
and like and a couple longbows for hunting. Like I kill deer. Like we just do the best. We just do the damn kill stuff for fun.
I
have to make a phone call to get those things over to my house if I need them.
I saw what's his name? Doug Urim. You know him, right? Doug Urim?
Who?
Yeah, Doug.
I think I know Doug, yeah.
Yeah, bald-headed dude.
Guy?
Yeah, bald guy.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
I've been called Doug Heffernan.
Yeah, no shit. But Doug just went out and killed a couple deer this weekend, I saw. But he posted on his Instagram, so he's hunting somewhere near you, bro.
I don't know that. I don't know that person.
Yeah, Doug Urim was funny as shit.
Okay. Well, deer season opens up here at the end of the month, so we'll be.
Oh, he's in Jersey, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, fresh backstrap season's coming up.
I could tell you the caliber of just about any gun just by the way the barrel tastes. I've lived a life.
I'm just glad I got one of your jokes, Burley. Look at me. It's gonna be a good show.
Real deer hunter vibes, if you know what I mean. Fucking yeah.
Ow!
Did he Mow? Fucking, what was the last time you watched that movie?
Come on!
When was the last time y'all watched that one? I need to rewatch it. Somebody posted a picture of it. And I was like,
5 years ago. That shit's a fucking sick movie, man.
That's an insane movie, dude. You remember that one, Tony?
No.
Deer Hunter,
Christopher Walken and Sean Penn, is it?
No, it's not Pacino, De Niro.
De Niro and Walken in Vietnam.
It's a Vietnam movie, prisoner of war movie, dude. There's the craziest Russian roulette scene you've ever seen in your fucking life, dude. It is intense. It's fucking.
They make the POWs play Russian roulette, and Walken goes psycho on it. He like wants to do it more. He does it like 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
Dude, come on, one more, paying. He goes, one more, paying.
I bet we could.
That's probably like accurate of how it would go down too.
I don't know. I saw John McCain can't even lift his hands over his head. Good luck putting a gun to it. Fuck it. Come on, 9/11. Anywho, fucking. I guess we should.
Yeah, we didn't wish you a Merry 9/11.
Yeah, Merry 9/11, Tony. Did you get everything you wanted?
Yeah. This worked 9 to 5.
I was.
You would think they would make it a holiday at least, you know?
Yeah,
I mean,
here's what's
I don't know. Like,
you know that.
I guess I don't want to talk about what you guys already talked about, but did you talk about like what's it like at 9/11 and like Queens? Like still like all these years later, is it the same vibe up there? Like it's kind of still a thing? Is it kind of?
Yeah, nobody gives a shit.
Yeah, he tried a solid joke and it bombed. Apparently.
I did a show on 9/11 Eve. I said, "Merry 9/11 Eve, everybody," and
he gets it. It's
I
funny.
knew they wanted.
Where's people's sense of humor?
Yeah, that's what happens sometimes. But no, I mean, the world's moved on, man. A lot of people live in New York. I think they said something like today, like 100,000 people have been born in New York or live in New York since 9/11. We're never even alive when it happened. So, like, doesn't mean fucking nothing to them. I saw a street interview. They were asking them who did it. People were like, I don't know who did it.
Dude, my kid's 13.
Damn.
My kid's 13. She was trying to school me on 9/11. I'm like, what the fuck? You weren't even alive. I was in homeroom when that shit happened,
Yeah, I was in third period French class when they stole our TV and I didn't know what the hell was going on. Like,
yeah. Do you ever wish you chose Spanish?
I told you last time, Burley, I was supposed to be working there in the World Trade Center.
Eesh.
Were you?
Yeah, I was petitioning to move. I was a young stockbroker at the time, and I was petitioning. We were looking for a new office, and I was the one who was heavily petitioning to go to Tower 2, floor 85, because we found a spot over there that was like a little bit over budget, and I was like, this is the best place. It's going to sound so amazing, because we were selling like penny stocks and shit. I was like, we're going to look so credible when we call people, and I ended up getting overridden and vetoed. And when it happened that day, we were in transit going between offices. We ended up going to Rector in the financial district. And my boss calls me at like 10 a.m. and he's like, you wanted to fucking go to the World Trade Center. He's like, you would have got us all killed. And I was like, I don't show up to work till like 10:30. I would have been fine.
You could have Mark Wahlberg that shit and been like, I just stopped those planes. Fucking they wouldn't hit my towers.
Dude, I would have been on the train there, and I would have been so happy that I didn't have to go to work that day.
Oh man.
Thank you, Osama.
Shout out Osama. That's what gets, that might be the name of the episode. Thank you, Osama.
What's that? I was going to say, is that show name worthy?
Thank you, Osama might be the name of the fucking episode. That's fucking hilarious.
God. That's wild. Dude, I don't know what like the pandemonium was. I remember like down here, everybody freaked out about gasoline. Yeah, there was like lines, like miles. People were like wrapped around blocks, turning off their car, moving up one space, turning off their car. And then there's the real desperate ones where they just pushed their car up to the spot so they didn't have to turn it on and waste any gas. Like I remember like everybody sold out of gasoline. Like that was the first thing everybody went for.
Well, but the thing was also, you got to remember, it's 2001. So the people who were like adults and older adults at the time, those were like people who grew up World War II, Vietnam, fucking Korean War. Like they know when shit hits the fan, it usually hits the fucking fan. Thankfully, like even 9/11, like COVID was probably the worst that ever happened. And that was just like an overreaction by the populace. Like nothing really got that fucked up.
Oh man, you'd have loved it in Texas.
Never suffered like we had in prior fucking catastrophes.
You'd have loved COVID. You'd have loved COVID in Texas, dude, because you wouldn't have noticed a difference.
Hey, listen, I acted like I didn't notice it. I didn't change my life.
The only thing that they really enforced at places was masks, and that was only restaurants. And then even then, when people weren't wearing their masks, they're like, okay. Yeah.
So I have on my cell phone a collection of pictures on me through COVID on the train with everybody masked up and me smiling without a mask. and I'm planning on making a tabletop book one day of just me during the COVID era, not masked up. It's me in front of those COVID signs because they were all over the place, like with little characters telling me to put your shit, and I'm just like, go fuck yourself.
Dude, that's pretty fucking.
I mean, you saw Fauci. I don't know where you guys stand on it, but the truth of the matter is the shit doesn't really fucking do anything. It's a placebo.
I'm with you on this one.
Maybe if you're a sick fuck, you could stop yourself from getting other people sick. But the thing, it's not really preventing shit.
I'm glad that you're a logical thinker, dude. And I'm not, but the world conveys like New York City as like the spot where everybody followed the rules and then it all dropped. And I'm like, okay, I knew there had to be people like us out there. You know what I mean?
I guess I never understood like you're breathing, you're exhaling, which is like the waste of your air, right? Like it's like what your body didn't want, and then you're just like breathing. I was like, I guess I just didn't understand. I never understood it.
That's like early fucking human centipede. You're practicing to be fucking a centipede, bro.
So dude, like a Wolf of Wall Street guy?
I didn't see a lot of my childhood friends through the pandemic, because like I don't see them that often anyway. I'll see them once a year, twice a year. So I didn't see them for a couple of years. And when I finally got back around like my core group of friends, the like 6 or 7 people I knew closest, we were all on the fucking same page. We were all on the same page with the mask, all on the same page with the bullshit of the virus, all on the same page with the vax. I think, like, like what you see of people that you see in New York, where you think they're in that fucking zombie fucking trance, those are all people who migrated to New York in the last fucking 5 or 10 years. These are the
that
people
makes sense.
These are hipsters and, like simpletons.
Yeah, you definitely have more, like I say migrants, but people from other states coming in there. For sure. Everybody's trying to make their fucking...
Oh, well, now with the migrant influx, it's insane over here, dude. It's insane. And I grew up here. I've been here my whole life, most of my life. In 40 years, I've never seen anything like it. I used to see, once in a while, you would see like a Mexican or like a South or Central American lady with a baby wrapped around her back.
Yeah. And
selling like chocolates and like gum and stuff. I've been going out for the last couple of weeks. I see 5, 6 of them a day. With a baby and a child, and it breaks my heart because I listen. I had a single mother. Like, I'm compassionate to these people, but it's to a level where like there's no way that we can take care of all these people in New York. There's too many crazy people. There's too many homeless people. The mayor came on the news yesterday. He's like, we're going to have to drop 5% in every area of funding. It's getting to a point like New York is on like the verge of like complete collapse.
You haven't moved out yet, right? Have you been thinking about it?
Am I what?
You haven't moved out yet, right? Like, have you been thinking about it?
Yeah, no. Well, my wife is a doctor, and we've been thinking about maybe going to Tennessee or somewhere else like that.
Wow. Okay, that's gonna be a culture shock for you, brother.
Yeah, no, I'm ready to get the fuck out of here. I'm good, man.
That's good.
I buy income tax. Tennessee's a smart choice.
Yeah,
listen, anywhere but from fucking Queens, New York City is, you know what I pay, the cost of living here. I can't wake up a fucking day. Every day costs me hundreds of dollars just to be here.
Dude,
hundreds.
I was talking to Kev.
The mob's still very alive and well down where I'm at. You can come down here. I mean, listen, the cemetery across the street. There's a lot of vowels on last names.
I'll apply on LinkedIn. The mob has one. It's called Whacked-In. I'll send it to them.
Dude, Kev posted a story the other day.
I heard about that. Jesus.
Kev posted a story the other day, and he's like, "These apartments are $5,000 a month," and there was just rats going in and out of it, dude. And I was like, "Get the fuck out of here, bro."
Well, I'm a real estate agent in New York City.
Yeah.
So like I see these apartments. Honestly, like for $5,000, you get a good apartment. I just rented one for $5,000. You can get a nice apartment for $5,000. Is it worth $5,000? No. But like these people are paying to live in New York City. You're paying for the experience. Like, I guess it's an experience, you're near fucking Broadway and the shows and the theaters, and you've seen it on TV and in movies, but as someone who grew up here, is it worth it? I don't think so.
Did you see that?
I heard the cost of living's not bad though. Sorry, Burley.
No, sorry.
I heard the cost of living, like it's like $150 for your transportation for the full year with your Metro, if you want to take the sub, right?
$150 for the year?
That's what I was saying. Hey,
no. For the Metro card, it's $150 at minimum a month.
Okay, maybe that's what it. Maybe I misheard.
That's like another $1,200 a year.
That's still a cheap car payment, though. That's super cheap car payment.
Well, yeah, but you know what? Sometimes I want to get a car now. Like I had a car before, I haven't had one, but like you're still gonna want to have a car. You still want to drive to the beach. Sometimes you want to get on the fucking train. You might have a dog. You want to put the dog in the car.
Yeah, I was talking to Ralph last week. Ralph Anthony. I don't know if you know him. He's a comedian down there. He lives in New York City, but he was talking about like, yeah, I do free parking, but I got to drive around a little bit before I find some,
Dude, the last time I had a car without having a parking spot near my apartment, there were times where you would drive around an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then I would just give up and take it to a garage a couple blocks from my house.
Shit.
And then you end up paying $50 for the fucking night.
No way, man.
That's what it is. It's like in New York, like if you don't get it for free, it's going to be very expensive. You're not getting a free meal, the meal's going to be expensive.
I saw this story. This kid was somewhere in Cali, but he was going to school in San Francisco. It was cheaper for him to fly to San Francisco every week for school than it was for him to own an apartment there. That's fucking crazy, dude. That's
wild.
Fucking wild, bro.
San Francisco's fucking bonkers, though. It's bonkers.
Why is it all the most expensive cities are like shit shows?
You know, well, the crazy thing is this, like, you know, Manhattan is like 3 miles or something like that.
Yeah.
5 miles long. It's tiny, you know? You can live outside of the city and get a place for half the fucking price and get twice the apartment. People who are living within the city, unless they're living in like the projects or fucking subsidized housing or have a rent controlled apartment in their family, like myself, like they're living there because they want the fucking experience. Because you can literally go, like there's across from the East River, there's Long Island City. You can go there and live in a luxury apartment and you'll get twice what you're going to get in the city.
Did you see?
It's just paying for the fucking the address. I
think it was on Vice. They interviewed this chick who faked being a billionaire. Did you see this shit?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
so, you mean the one that they did the movie on about Anna Sorkin or whatever?
Oh, they made a movie? I just saw the Vice thing. Okay, so check it out.
Yeah, the movie is great. They did it on HBO or one of those. It was awesome.
Anna, what did you say? Anna Sorkin?
I think it's Anna Sorkin.
Okay, I'm gonna look that one up.
She was a Russian girl who tell everybody that she is a very important rich person and rip everyone off.
Well, oh no, I don't know that she was. I don't know that she was doing that. It sounds like she was just going to these $50 million apartments just to take pictures. That's this chick that was on Vice. She was just like, I pretended to be a billionaire just so I could take pictures.
I'm thinking of the one that I'm thinking about. She posed as a socialite.
Oh no, different bitch.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
No, I don't know. Man, I'm so out the movie game, guys. I'm sorry. I got my kids are young. Like
you got to catch up. Ohio's behind.
I just got them left 2 sick kids watching The New Mermaid. Man, that's my life right now, bro. It's like,
hey, what'd you think about the mermaid, brother?
Was it offensive?
Was it?
I hated it just as much as the first one. Were you upset that the mermaids
were black?
I do not care. Like, I mean, the fact that people waste so much energy on this shit kills me, man. I was like, man, I got to worry about like work. You know, I got to worry about. What am I cooking for dinner? Like, man, people are like, it's a little like it does.
It's a little racist though, because like, you know, she's a maid and they made her black.
Yeah, Under the Sea, Playboy.
I did not. We got halfway through it and I missed half of the first half. So,
oh, that's the best part of American History X.
All I know is that like Molly McGrath is like Ursula, so that was kind of cool. Yeah,
hey, I do want to get to this though, because speaking of racism, I do want to get to this right here.
I hate white people. Let's go.
Oh,
yeah, me too.
This shit is one of the funniest things I've seen in a minute. Right here.
I'd rather go to prison and be your president. I'll just be honest about that.
Have you seen it? Have you seen this one yet, Tony?
Yo.
Have you seen this one yet?
No.
This is Josh as Trump.
Okay. It looked like him. I'm sorry. I was like,
this is good shit.
Oh, Josh.
How long ago did this come out? It seemed like I put it out like 2 days after you filmed it.
It came out on the last Monday, I think.
Yeah. So this is pretty fucking new.
Go to prison and be your president. I'll just be honest about that. It's me. It's number 45. It's your president. It's actually me, and we're going to look at some stuff, some really great things, some good folks on the internet, what they have to say about me. Let's go. Bro just gave us the light skin stare. I have no idea what you're talking about. Send. This one's from Cult Riot, 250 pounds. If that fucker weighs 215 pounds, my jizz tastes like chocolate. Let me tell you something, that's the most chocolatey jizz in the world, because that's my weight. I lay on...
That's the line of the whole video to me, bro. The most chocolatey jizz.
On top of my skinny model wife every night of the week, and she would break. You could break a woman that small. 250 pounds, accurate, full send. If someone could send me money for commissary, though, that would be much appreciated. Okay, we got one here. It says, look at this photograph. Every time I do, it makes me laugh. How the hell did I end up in prison? Was it the Democrats and Joe Biden? Maybe it was China and G. I don't know how it happened to me, but I'm gonna be free again, and I'm gonna be the president. That's right, vote for me. Full send.
Full send.
Full send.
So y'all could
you guys liked it.
follow Doped Up Sketches. That shit was fucking great.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out Dylan.
Yeah. Make sure you send that to Burley. That definitely seems like some stuff I'd get into. For sure.
No, those dudes are cool. They've all been on the show except for fucking what's
DC?
his? Yeah, he. I texted him. I was like, hey, I sent him the thing about, hey, you want to be on the show? It's remote, all that shit. He's like, are you in New York? I was like, nah, dude, it's remote. He just never replied. I was like, all right. All good.
I'll talk to him. I did a show with him a couple nights. I'll talk to him.
Yeah, let him know, man. I think he'd have fun on here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, sure. Dude. But yeah, that fucking Trump thing was fucking great, dude.
Thank you, bro.
How long did it take you to film that shit?
Couple hours.
No shit?
Couple hours. Yeah. A lot of it was improv. A lot of it was we're just friends, so it's easy to work with. I'm doing it, and I'm like, I told them when we started, I was like, guys, I could do a decent, like, not a good Trump, like a shitty, drunken Trump. And they were like, don't worry about it. It doesn't make a difference. Like, we're doing short little fucking snippets.
Yeah.
So I'm doing it, and I'm like, when you make something, you want it to be the best product fucking you can make.
Yeah.
And they were like, they were cracking up. They're like, trust us. Like, it's funny enough. And we had a lot, like, there's a lot more footage than that. So they were like, if people really love it, we could do a 2 and 3. So we'll see.
For sure. Make that shit happen. Dude. That shit made me laugh.
I like the spray tan lines. That was cool.
Yeah. Shout out to Dylan's girlfriend's makeup, man. Appreciate that.
Fucking, that dude's, I think he's in Texas right now. Shit.
Dylan?
Him. Yeah. He was just in Austin this week or something. I saw him over here. Anyways, but yeah, that shit, I've watched that one a few times. That chocolatey jizz thing gets me every
That's the most chocolately jizz in the world.
Yeah, dude. The greatest shit ever.
Because I'm 215 pounds.
Yeah, yes. Dude, I wonder, because there was all those Vegas odds on the weight, right?
Mm.
You never heard any like payouts on that. There's no way that's real, right?
The weight itself. His accuracy on his weight? No, he definitely weighs more than. I was looking at videos from the other day because I know how much I weigh, and I'm over 225 right now. Yeah, because I'm a little heavier than I'm used to. He's definitely like 240, 250.
How tall is he?
He says he's 6'2", 6'3", I think.
Oh no, I'm 6'3" and I'm like 265.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
yeah. Can you stand up and go sideways for us?
Do that. Yeah, do a little twistier for us.
Yeah, bro. You got Trump physique, bro. This guy's trumped up, bro.
You trumped up like a motherfucker, bro.
That's right. That's right.
Like a dog. Trump like a dog.
215 in my shorts.
Yeah, so fucking there's no way.
It's all penis.
Yes. I saw somebody.
Then I came.
There's no way I'd be able to find that picture. It was the funniest shit. Someone did like an X-ray vision of like why his belly's so big. They just drew like a picture of his dick like being folded up over and just making this whole thing. I was like, that's pretty fucking funny. I don't care what side of the fucking fence you're on. That's hilarious. So okay. I was thinking about this. In the street, not with sports. I know this is all controversial and shit. But are y'all all good with a trans woman fighting a normal woman?
Yes.
If the trans woman picks a fight?
I just want to see carnage.
I mean, in the street? You said in the street.
In the street, not in sports, not in MMA, all that shit.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
So, honesty time.
But would you run up and fucking...
No, that's a man attacking a woman.
Would you run up and punch the trans person?
Depends on how big the difference in sizes are.
I mean, let's just say it's you versus...
If it's like a little Chinese trans woman or Asian little...
I was going to say Asian too. All right, we're the same way.
Attacking like a big black lady, I probably would just sit back and get popcorn and shit.
All right,
I would play ignorant and say I didn't want to assume anybody was the wrong gender, so I just sat back and watched it play out. Like, because there's a little secret of Tony. I love watching someone get knocked the fuck out. Like, I can watch them videos. If Tony is 6'3", I'm 5'12". Well, then looks like you're 5'12".
Dude, Josh is like 5'6" or something like that.
Yeah. But no, I just love it, man. When I watch somebody like they both square up, I'm like, oh, here we go.
Oh, I can watch fights all day, but I'm talking about
yourself. It's nice to watch people square up.
All right, I'm talking about you walk out of a
when
bar.
you're observing it. It's fun to watch a fight.
Oh, I'm not a fighter at all. Hell no, I could.
You like to watch.
I am not, as you can tell, not aggressive.
Yeah, but let me ask you this: like, if you're hanging out with your friend and your friend squares up, you don't want to see that either, right?
No, I'll break up a friend. Yeah, no, I'm the first one to hop in if it's people I actually give a shit about. But if it's randoms, I'm like, yeah, fight that. I used to go down to the bars in Southern West Virginia when I lived down there because there's like 4 or 5 fights every night. And it was awesome. It was like fight night, amateur hour. And you just sit over and it was awesome. You would like go in and you would get the back corner because that was a less likely place where glass bottles would get thrown at in a direction because there was, people were whipping bottles around all night long. It was called the 19th hole. It was wild. Yeah, man. I didn't know any. I didn't know any. I was from Ohio and Southwest. I didn't know anybody, so I just have at it.
You ever get hit with a glass bottle?
No, luckily I've avoided that. Got close. I felt the wind a couple times. Where that was close.
Have you ever been hit by a bottle, Josh?
Yeah.
No, but I was telling my wife the other day that I hit a guy in the head with a bottle once.
Did it break?
No, that was the thing. Honestly,
it's not the movies.
I'm not saying this because I'm definitely not a violent guy. I don't want you guys to get that impression on me. I'm not a tough guy. I'm a pussy. But what happened? I was hanging out with some childhood friends one night, and it was like 3 a.m. We just came out of this bar, and we went to this pizza spot, Danny's Pizza in Queens. It's a famous spot. And they're open till like 2, 3 a.m. And I'm hanging out with 2, 3 of my like oldest, closest friends, and a cab pulls up. And this kid comes out of the fucking cab, and this Indian cab driver with like a Sikh with like the turban and everything. He's like, "You have to pay me money. Give me my money." And the fucking kid is drunk off his ass. He's like, "Fuck you. This cab smelled. You were smelly, you fuck." And he starts like attacking the guy and like throwing punches. And I'm like, I fucking run and I'm like, "Oh, bro," I was like, "Get the fuck away from the guy," And like I scream at the kid, and he gets away from the guy. And we make sure like the Indian guy gets in the car. And my friend, who's a fucking dickhead, he's like, "Are you gonna let this fucking kid fucking punk that guy like that?" And I was like, "Shut the fuck!" And I'm drunk, He's trying to rile me up. He's like, "You should fucking break that," because I'm drinking a beer on the street. He's like, "You should break that bottle on that kid's head." I'm not breaking. I go, "I'm not breaking no fucking bottle. I don't do that shit. I've never done that in my life. I'm not hitting the kid in the head with a fucking bottle." He's like, "That kid's a fucking," and this kid's a piece of shit. And he's telling me what a terrible person this kid is, And I'm like, "I'm not doing shit like that." And then the fucking Indian guy went to the store and comes back to his car. The kid starts coming back at him again with that shit.
No shit.
Like attacking, yelling at him like, 9/11 fucking conspiracies and shit. And I was like, "I told you the first time to shut your fucking mouth." And then I go to hit him in the fucking head with this fucking Corona bottle. And I swung and it went, ding,
it's a
clink. And it flew off. It flew off.
Corona bottles are thick.
All bottles, dude. All bottles.
I think the smaller 12 ounces are thick. If you do like a big bottle, that shit'll break.
Yeah, if you hit him with a 40, you'd have been good.
Yeah, it's gonna crack. And I wasn't gonna like jump him afterwards, but the dickhead I was with was like, "You fucking racist," and starts chasing the kid. So my friends ended up chasing him around the neighborhood. And
that justifies all fights. If you can call somebody a racist, like you're like, okay, it's okay to fight him.
I mean, listen, you got to fight racism, bro.
I've made jokes and definitely been called a racist a million times. I was like, "It's just a joke. It's all context." I have a black friend. That's what I scream the whole time I'm running away. I pissed in a bottle.
You won't drink it, pussy.
No, I won't because I'm a grown ass man. Did y'all ever see that reporter get hit by the Hennessy bottle?
No, but I feel like there's been a lot of like people.
A lot of throwing of bottles. Yeah, Beyonce's concert.
Dude, this is the funniest shit.
Arrest. Oh, let's read the headline here. Arrest made as curfew goes into effect.
So dude's doing just a normal. Dude's just doing a normal fucking news report, right?
Might as well have a bullseye, man.
Here, wait for it.
Right at about 8 o'clock tonight.
Full bottle of Hennessy. Did y'all see it?
About 8 o'clock tonight. Bottle of some kind from a video.
He's that Henny to get him wet.
All right.
You could have left him. You could have left him.
Hennessy bottle?
Name the race. Goosh.
Got hit with a bottle
Looks like an Italian neighborhood.
Dude, that's the funniest shit to me, dude.
It wasn't on fire, so that rules out the Russians and Eastern
And the
Europeans.
Irish.
That was Aaron Rodgers on the way to the hospital.
Oh no. just limping along.
Oh man. I think it's hilarious.
But let's go
back to Are you a
back
Jets fan, Josh? I mean,
he said earlier. He said earlier already.
Giants?
Yeah, I was telling Burley. I honestly I like playoff games, and I worked as a bookie for a short time, so I didn't really care. I just cared about who made the spread. Just that's all that mattered.
Nah, not a guy from Queens, a bookie. No,
very short time. Very like 6 months.
Queens, like
I was in between jobs
and bookieism.
I was in between jobs.
Wait, so you refresh my memory.
I ran a book too for a little bit. It's all right.
Refresh my memory. You go from stock market to what?
Well, I was a stockbroker.
Stockbroker, sorry.
I was a stockbroker. Well, first of all, I was a kid working on Wall Street, not as a stockbroker, because I wasn't licensed until I was 20. But I started working when I was 16 for stockbrokers.
Right. I remember that now. Okay.
So I worked for stockbrokers from when I was 16 till I was 20, and I worked as a stockbroker from when I was 20 till I was 25, and that's when I left.
So I probably asked you this last time, but just really fucking The Wolf of Wall Street, pretty close as far as the lifestyle.
I didn't tell you the story. I have a connection to Wolf of Wall Street.
What?
Yeah. Yes. I have a connection. I'll tell you. I actually have two connections, but the second one is not that interesting. But the first one was my first 2 or 3 years in the business. I was working for some Russians. I wasn't licensed yet. We used to pitch people for penny stocks. And we were really fucking good. And I know we were like, I didn't know how good we were, but like we worked in an office full of like 120 fucking different meatball stockbrokers from all over New York City.
Yeah.
And we were like the top producers.
No shit.
My first day I worked on Wall Street, I closed like 3 accounts when I got on the phone. So like we were closing like ridiculous accounts. It was me and like all young kids.
For a young kid, what are you bringing in?
$10,000 a month. You
yourself?
Yeah.
Walking home with that?
Cash, yeah.
Holy
and then the guys you're working for, if I'm making 10 grand, the guy I'm working for is making $250,000.
Holy fuck.
Because you're selling worthless paper and you're keeping all the fucking money.
That fucking rules, dude.
Yeah, except once I figured it out, I didn't realize what I was doing at first, but once I figured it out and I have a conscience, I wasn't, I'm not a piece of shit, and I don't come from like super amounts of money. So like when I started losing people money, I started like weighing on my conscience. I won't do as well as I used to.
You're so much of a better person than me. I hate myself right now because I'd be like, fuck your grandma. I'm taking all her money.
I would have probably been like, well, it's not my fault that they're not better educated to spend their money. I'd be like, if I didn't do it, the next guy down the street would, like that's what I'd be saying.
Listen, in my head, I thought I was doing the right thing. I was like, I'm stepping away from this, what you don't know, Scott, like the FBI came, some people I did business with got in trouble. It was big investigations. FBI came at me and they wanted me to be like evidence against people. And I was like, I don't have anything for you. And I walked away from the business and I never went back.
Yeah. Smart move there. Yeah. But.
But early on, when I'm like 19 years old, 18, 19, I'm working for these fucking dudes. And we're in the office. I think we were already working in an office, probably. I think it was like 42 Broadway and Sauceda and Granville. That's what it was called. And, the dude I'm working for, it was a few years older than me. He was actually the first guy who ever gave me coke. He was my childhood coke dealer.
Nice.
Who ended up fucking enlisting me to work on Wall Street.
That could be a name. My childhood coke dealer might be a good name for the episode.
I don't know. Thank you. Song was a good one too. I don't know.
So he fucking. I'm not gonna put his name out there. So he's like, yo, we have a job to do, as if for like fucking hitmen. He's like, we're gonna go and we have this opportunity to go transfer a bunch of accounts tonight, but we have to go tonight. So me, him, my old business partner, another young friend of mine, we drive out to Long Island. We're from Queens. We're working in downtown Manhattan. We drive out the middle of Long Island to some fucking place. That place is Stratton Oakmont. That's Jordan Belfort's place. So basically, if you watch the movie, when the FBI comes in and they raid the place, after they raid the place and they leave, we came in that night.
No shit. No
So
shit.
we came in that night and we had access to what we used to call it the black book. The black book is what a broker has. It has the list of all your clients and all the trades they make and everything. And they gave us their black books and they were like, here, call all our clients before the feds do and get them to transfer their account
shit.
out of fucking Stratton so we can hold on to their money. Because if the feds call them, everything's seized.
Yeah.
So we got there 10 o'clock at night and we were calling people till like 4 or 5 in the morning overseas, in America, in California.
This is wild.
It was hilarious.
Dude.
And I didn't realize until, The Wolf of Wall Street came out. My boy's like, that's Stratton Oak. Because my friend actually worked there with Jordan. He was like, that was Stratton Oakmont. That's fucking Jordan's place. That's Wolf of Wall Street.
That's wild, dude. That wild. Dude. Like that
breaking
whole world,
news. Yeah, you heard it here first.
That whole world is crazy to me, man. Like it seems so fast paced and shit like that. Like I don't know if I would be able to keep up, especially as a fucking 18-year-old kid.
The craziest thing, Burley, is that when I walked away, I was like, because I saw dudes go to jail. Like a lot of dudes I knew, they ended up, but like very short bids, and like when we were doing the business and like when I finally accepted it, we were all like accepting like, yeah, we might get caught. But everyone was like, it's federal prison. You'll do 4 years. It's fucking easy peasy. It's not fucking state. So like you start believing. I was a big fat guy at the time and I had a plan in my head. I was like, all right, I'll just go to like federal prison fat and I'll just use the time there to work out. And shit. I had a plan, Burley. I had a plan in my fucking head, But
that's
like, so
hilarious.
when an FBI knocks on your door and then you start really like, questioning your life. Like, do I want to fucking like be in jail and like deal with this shit and be labeled as a criminal? And
yeah, that's
you can just work out at Planet Fitness and lose the weight, I guess, over the next 4 years.
No, I did it the natural way, Scotty. I did cocaine and hookers, bro.
Yeah, I tried the Planet Fitness thing. Didn't work out. I'm on drugs now.
So the thing is, I fucking said to myself, like, these guys are all going to fuck their lives up and end up in jail. And the truth is, I know them now as an adult many years later, and they're fucking multimillionaires.
God,
they're hanging out with fucking like the biggest celebrity. I'm not going to name any names, but like they're buddy with the people you see on TMZ every day.
Do you have any regrets?
Absolutely not.
Really?
Absolutely not.
Man, that conscience ruined you, dude.
Well, the thing was, I didn't want to be a stockbroker. I didn't want to be a businessman, a financer. I wanted to be an actor. I wanted to be a comedian. I wanted to be an entertainer.
So you had that. You had that from a young age, wanting to be in front of the camera.
Yes.
No
absolutely.
shit. Okay.
Absolutely. So I mean, that's the part of the reason I did well on Wall Street is because I was an entertainer. I was able to talk to a guy on the phone and paint a picture and get him excited and shit. I used to write the pitches. I used to write the scripts for people to call people to sell
shit. So, yeah, you're good with your words then. Okay. You can sell, what do you say in Tommy Boys? That you could sell a ketchup popsicle to a woman in white gloves. Fuck it. Yeah, fucking, man, that seems like the movie, I get that the movie really glamorized it. But boy, do you make it sound fucking awesome, Josh. Fucking
nah, dude, it wasn't, dude. It was honestly, it was like and I went to New York City public school, which felt like Rikers Island. it was like being in like the most like scummy, ghetto-y fucking like place. Everybody there, like no one was like a complete lunatic crackhead, but everybody was a little off. It was like, imagine every kid in your school who's like really intelligent, but like can't obey rules, not willing to fucking do work and shit. It was like everybody with a brain, every criminal that you fucking could know would be working there, essentially.
See, like, okay, I'm retarded. I'm gonna put this out there. I'm a little retarded. I don't know shit about the boroughs and how shit's broken down in New York City. You said, okay, how far is Queens from Manhattan?
By car, 20 minutes.
Public transportation?
20 to 40.
Okay. That's not terrible.
No,
okay.
No, I'm in Manhattan in 45 minutes tops.
Okay. So that's not terrible. So everybody, that's the mecca for finance, I'm guessing. All that shit, yeah.
That's the financial district.
I don't know, man. Omaha's pretty wild.
Fucking guy.
Yeah, and this honestly, this day and time, like you don't need fucking to be in New York City, honest. And it's probably if you're going to be a con artist, I'm sure the cons are happening in other states in the middle of fucking nowhere.
No, I'm too old to be a con artist now. I've already got a career and shit. But man, if I could go back. No, but like, what's funny is like everybody shits on New York and LA. Like I went to LA, I spent a week there, and I'm like, I could fucking live here, bro. And I know that if I went to New York, it'd be the same thing. Give me a week in New York, and like, I could fucking live here, dude. Like I love shit where shit's happening all the time. I love that shit. Fucking, I don't know how I ended up in the goddamn burbs of Houston. You know, just like.
You don't know what you got till it's gone, Burley. Enjoy
no, there's no doubt about that. I know financially it's shitty, but if I was a single man, I'd be in one of those two cities for sure. For sure. Just trying to network and shit. That'd be what I was doing, you know? I'm pretty good at it.
I just feel like it's like anywhere else. There's like give and take. Like where I live, like, yeah, it's really peaceful. It's like, you know, really cool, calm, affordable cost of living. But like I understand, like you got to drive like an hour and a half, 2 hours to kind of get anywhere. And that's just one way. Like yesterday, I was on the Browns game and back for like a really good opportunity. But God, it was like 4 hours of driving mixed in with like a 3-4 hour day. And it's like
4 hours to get to the Browns game?
You get like limited opportunities, you know, out here where I'm at, where in the cities you can just, dude, like every day is an opportunity, really. Yeah. You can just walk down the street and have an opportunity.
Dog, I thought you were way closer to Cleveland than 4 hours.
Well, round trip.
Oh, round trip. Okay.
Yeah, no,
it's only an hour and a half, but on game day, you got to get through the tailgate crazies and the sillies, and yeah, it's an extra half hour.
There's a bunch of retards there, all the sillies.
Ask John Z and Damon what they thought of the Muni lot when we left. It looked like a fucking bomb went off.
But yeah,
no, New York City is ripe. If you want to like be successful at anything, like 100%, it's the ripest ground. But there's a penalty you pay for fucking living amongst it. It's like the energy that allows so much inspiration and so much to happen is also a very heavy, fucking mind melting, fucking turns people insane. Like you go places. There's a reason there's insane people everywhere in New York City. It's the fucking pressure. The place is a fucking pressure cooker.
I can understand that.
Yeah, that's why I can't do it. I can't do it. I just can't be around that many people.
There's a certain vibe to New York people. That's why I generally have New York comics on. I dig y'all's vibe. There's like a no bullshit, gonna say what I want, you know, and you're smart about it. You know, if you, like a second ago, you weren't mentioning names. You're not stupid, you know, but there's a certain no bullshit vibe about everybody. That's what I dig. Here, everybody talks super fucking slow. And everybody goes at a slow pace, you know, fucking.
Yeah, no, I don't think I could.
I like the fast paced nature of everybody I've met from out there, man. That's why I think I could thrive out there, but it'll probably never happen.
You guys are nicer upon meeting a stranger, I think, right?
So,
I mean, just like Appalachia, like you don't go to someone's house without taking like a covered dish, or someone doesn't come in your house without offering them food. Like, it's like taboo. Yeah. So it is very.
The last time I saw people being nice to me was Burning Man in 2009. Like,
hold on. You went to Burning Man, you hippie?
Yeah, in 2009 when it was still cool.
We got about 15 minutes left. Tell me about Burning Man, dog. Fucking, what is that experience? Like, okay. Did you go with?
It was the best. Honestly, it was one of the best experiences of my life.
Okay, now I need to know how you went though. You know how you went though.
One of my closest friends, who unfortunately we don't speak anymore, because after I split with my wife, we had a falling out. But one of my I still consider him my close friend. He was like, "You got to come." He went to Burning Man for 2 years. He's younger than me, and he hooked up with like an older. He was like whatever. He was a drug dealer, but he hooked up with like a bunch of older hippies, and like they befriended him. And in Burning Man, everything comes down to camps. You know, Burning Man is you become part of a specific camp, and he made friends with this camp called Brand Your Ass. And he was like, "You got to fucking come. You got to come." And I was broke at the time. I had left Wall Street, and I was like, "I can't fucking go." And he's like, "I'm gonna pay for you. You got to come." And I was like, if you're going to fucking pay, let's go. So he paid for my ticket. He paid for the plane. He bought a fucking RV from some hippies that he had met the year prior. And the RV he pulled up was called an Apollo. And it was from 1981 or 82. I looked it up. In 1982, it was like $100,000. But this was 2009.
Yeah, probably
so
factors to like 200,000 in 2009.
But like, imagine being in like an old ass fucking, I don't know, like a Lamborghini or an old ass fucking Bentley. You know, like it's
still dope.
Cool. Yeah. Yo, this shit, it was way ahead of it. Was like light. It was. I mean, $100,000 back then is like $500,000. The thing had a fucking a telescopic light on the fucking RV where I could press a joystick and the thing would go up on top of the fucking RV and point the light out. It was the coolest shit. So anyway, we fly to fucking Colorado. We fucking take a fucking bus or whatever, and we get to the fucking RV. We pick it up from these hippies. We get in line to get into Black Rock or whatever the fuck the place is called. We end up sneaking some hippies in our RV. Yeah, and it's fucked up because they search your shit to see if you're bringing it illegal. But we were like, they asked us, let's try. So we took a couple of young hippies and they hid in like the luggage compartment underneath, and they didn't catch them. And I remember I had a fucking StarTAC Motorola, the Razors, you know, the flip phone.
Yeah.
And I was videotaping as we're getting into fucking Burning Man, and the guy like comes up to me like super serious. And people warned me, but they're super serious, so be careful. And he's like, "Hey man, there's no videotaping, no taping, no pictures at Burning Man." And I was like, "I'm just taking a picture of the gate for like memories." He's like, "Just don't fucking do it." I was like, "You want to get out of here?" And I was like, "All right, bro, shut the fuck up before I kill you when I go this vacation." And I put my shit away. Now, fast forward, you go to every second of Burning Man is under complete videotape.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's like ruins it, bro. Like, you're supposed to go there and do drugs and debauchery and not be fucking videotaped and recorded. I get to Burning Man. We get there. It's fucking going okay at first. But we had a local drug dealer from the neighborhood, this girl, who was supposed to meet us the first day because you got to have drugs when you're in fucking Burning Man, you know?
I would assume everybody's like packing something. Yeah.
Everybody is, but you're supposed to be the one of the things of Burning Man is self-reliance. You're supposed to be able to be self-sufficient. You take care of yourself. So me, my friend, and my other friend had this girl from the neighborhood who was supposed to meet us day one with everything.
Right.
And she doesn't show up day one. I start to panic, and I'm a crackhead. And I start asking every fucking idiot I see, which is a big no-no in Burning Man. And I'm like, "Hey, man, you got any fucking drugs? I got money, I'm asking, and people are starting to get annoyed, and they're like, "Hey, dude, you can't ask people for drugs here. You don't do that here." And I'm like, "I'm sorry, bro." And then I take an opportunity again, and I'm asking someone again, and it's day number 2 now, and I'm fucking jonesing because I'm like, I'm in Burning Man. I fucking flew all the way across the country. I want to be tripping my fucking ass off. I want to be fucking in another dimension amongst hippies. And I'm fucking sitting in our camp, Brand Your Ass camp, which it was called Brand Your Ass because we're supposed to brand your ass. We don't really brand it with like a hot poker. We do it with like a stamp. They do it with like a stamp, but like I made a whole big production. It was hilarious.
I was about to say, you're gonna have to show that shit right now.
The ladies used to come over, and I used to be like, and they thought we were really gonna brand them, and I'd be like, "Are you ready?" I'm like, "Hold on to it tight," and I was like, "You want me to blow on it to make it so it doesn't hurt?" I'd blow on their ass, and then I'd hit them with the stamp. So anyway, I'm sitting there. It's day number 2. No fucking drugs. I'm starting to lose my shit. And this like 65-year-old, bald, like guru-looking dude in a sari pulls up into camp in like an old hippie camper. RV, similar to ours. Very hooked up, very nice. And he gets there in the morning, and he just sits there, and I see him just rolling joints for hours, just rolling joint after joint. He started doing it like 10 a.m. and it's like 1 o'clock. And he's just been seeing, like, at this point, he has like 50, 60 joints. I'm just looking at him do it for hours and hours. And I'm bothering people looking for drugs, like ruining friendships. And the dude comes up to me at like 2 o'clock after sitting there for hours with a roll of like 150 joints. Okay, now like, look, Burley, I like weed, but like, that's a nice gift. I don't really care though. But he comes up to me.
If I'm at Burning Man, I want something better than weed.
Yeah, dude. Like, not even 150 joints is gonna help.
Yeah.
And he comes up to me and he goes, he's from Australia. He goes, "Here you go, mate." He goes, "This right here, this is the spirit molecule." He's like, "All you got to do is wait for it to get a little dark out, and then just light it up, and you'll be right where you need to be. Enjoy." And he hands me 150 joints of DMT.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yes. Oh yes. Oh, yes. And he says to me, he goes, wait till it gets dark out. And I go, oh my God, dude, thank you. I don't know what DMT is at the time. I go, thank you so much. I was like, I'll wait till it gets dark out. I throw a joint in my mouth right away. I take 5 steps and I go into my camper, into my RV, and I light that shit.
And you meet
And I don't know if you
aliens.
ever smoked DMT before.
I know people who have, and they said it's almost instantaneous, and you meet the aliens immediately. Like,
It's the best fucking drug in the world. I found it recently, but like not as good. This was plant matter DMT. So it was like natural DMT. It was like crystals and shit. And it smells like hell. It smells like a morgue, like something died. It's such a disgusting smell. But I took one hit, deep hit, blow it out. I took another deep hit, blow it out. By the 3rd inhale, instantaneously, like if you ever took acid before, peaking on acid. Peaking on acid.
You're just
instantaneously. Everything became stained glass. I started fucking, dude, I got these little messengers. I was smoking, but for the rest of the trip, I was just smoking DMT all day. And I remember these fucking messengers telling me that I should dance and it makes them happy. And I'm dancing in the middle of the shadow of a fucking, but nobody's even there. Dude. I'm just in the middle of nowhere in Burning Man. So definitely do DMT.
I've always wanted to try it. I don't know I don't know anybody that has it. I just know people have done it. I'm like, where'd you get it? Some guy. God damn it. Help me out here. Fucking.
They actually sell DMT vape pens now.
Oh, yeah, probably in your cool state.
Well, I got it from some weird cool guy a couple of years ago. He let me hit his shit, and I was like, holy shit, this is fucking. But he was like some rich kid. You got to be a rich kid if you want.
Are you familiar with DMT, Tony?
No, this is all new to me.
Is dimethyltryptamine. It's a naturally occurring substance in a lot of plants, right?
It occurs in your brain.
Actually. Yeah, it goes in your brain. Now, how long does it last? Probably about 15 minutes or so.
That's the best part. Is like the worst thing of like acid is you can be on it for 12 fucking hours. You know, DMT 2-3 hits, you're tripping your ass off. 15-20 minutes, and you're back to fucking Earth. And like you're like nothing happened.
But you're on another planet for those 15 minutes.
It's not another planet. It's honestly,
I think I did this once.
It's a very pleasant experience. I never had an unpleasant experience on it, man. It's really, really pleasant.
I think I was really fucked up when I lived in Myrtle Beach one night, but I remember like the 15-minute high vaguely at some point in my life. So I did
things become like super high definition and very sharp.
Dude, I barely remember the only thing I remember is like the 15-minute because I did a lot of shrooms down there. That was when I got introduced to that psychedelic. So like,
yeah, I love shrooms. Yeah,
it wasn't like it was like a standalone incident. You know what I mean? But like, I remember someone saying like, yeah, if you do this, it only lasts like 15 minutes. I'm like,
yeah, that's
okay, so I can get to work in an hour. They're like, oh yeah.
This guy needs some fun in his life.
Yeah, man.
Over 50, no shrooms involved in my life. Dude, you need to. I just recently this year discovered shrooms in a big bad way. I can't get enough.
Yeah, they're wonderful.
They're the greatest fucking things on the planet.
I'll tell you my secret formula for shroom experience is you have to get buzzed on alcohol first.
Do you know who you're talking to? Do you know who you're talking to?
Drink, right?
Do I?
You gotta get tuned up on booze, and then once you're in the happy place, then you drop.
Well,
that's like my magic zone. I become like 007. I could walk into the fucking Fort Knox. That's how powerful I become at that point.
We got to wrap up in a second, but the funniest thing is, so I got this candy bar, this California mushroom candy bar, right? They're like, it's all broken up into squares, right? Almost like a fucking, like an acid pain, right? And they're like, if you take 6 of these, you're buzzing. If you take 9 of them, you're at whatever state. And they're like, at this point, you're in God mode. I'm like, of course I'm going God mode. All right, so I go God mode, and I'm already drunk. Take it.
They don't have stepping.
As soon as, ain't no halfway crooks. Fucking, I turn on the new Avatar movie. And the colors are great and shit, but at a certain point, I start going, this CGI is bullshit. I was convinced that I could see through the CGI, and fucking this is all horse shit. Like I'm
100%. I told you I saw fucking in the last Indiana Jones in the beginning of the movie. It ruined it for me, bro.
Oh, dude, I just watched that last weekend. Have you seen this, Tony?
Did you watch it on mushrooms?
No, I didn't. I watched it sober and went, there's no way Harrison Ford still looks 35. Get the fuck out of here.
Let me tell you something. Burley, watch it again on mushrooms. The first 10 minutes are very disappointing because I was looking at my girlfriend and complaining, almost crying. I was like, this looks like a fucking video game from 1997.
Dude.
But if you stick around and you watch it the rest way through, enjoy the mushroom trip, it's the best movie that ever happened.
Dude, I watched it just drunk and enjoyed every second of it, dude.
I fucking loved it, man.
First Avatar was
the best movie ever.
Oh, dude, the Shia LaBeouf movie, the one with Shia LaBeouf, delete that one.
Yeah, no, that was good too, though.
This is the perfect Indiana Jones to send him off. Do not make another one.
100%.
What were you going to say, Tony?
Yeah, I was going to say, the last time I did shrooms, I watched Avatar 1, and it was the coolest 3-hour movie I've ever watched in my life.
It's fucking...
Mushrooms and movies? Wow.
Because I watched it once before, and it was good. I watched it that time, and I'm like, way better. So,
dude, I hated Avatar 1, and then on mushrooms, I was like, very good. I was like sympathizing for the fish people. I'm like, oh, the fish people want to fuck these cat people. Hell yeah, dude.
I watched Oppenheimer on mushrooms. That was fucking
Probably
amazing.
Shouldn't do that.
No, it was good, man. It was fantastic. Honestly, every movie I watch on mushrooms is probably one of my favorite films ever.
Yeah, mushrooms make everything better. But hey, we're at the end of the goddamn show. I can talk more about, because I will say it. I have a hard time believing they let black people in on the Manhattan Project. Just saying. Not at that time. Not at that time. In the 40s?
Well, maybe it was the Upper Manhattan Project.
Okay. Josh, where can people find you, dude? This will be out in 2 weeks. You got any shows or anything? Drop them.
Yeah, man. You can find me at Joshua Pallid on Twitter and on Instagram. I have a movie coming out, a couple movies coming out this year. One of them is called Beyond the Music. It's a comedy mockumentary, so you should check that out. And I also have a Mafia Hitman movie coming out called The Bastard Sons. So as soon as the writer's strike is over, all the actual union actors can start promoting it, and it will be on Amazon.
But we'll promote it here first for sure.
And I just followed you on X.
On X? Are we already going to X?
Yeah, we're going.
I'm just trying to stay ahead of the game, Burley. I'm just trying to stay ahead of the game,
man.
bro.
I said, I told everybody it's going to be 5 years before I start calling it X. My thumb has already figured out find the black button instead of the fucking blue bird. But, Tony, where can people find you, bro?
Just Google the Dude Network. There's like 7 platforms. Pick the one that you involve the most of your life in and just follow us on there. All content on all 7 platforms. So, and some have different than others. So,
hell yeah. Well, guys, this has been a goddamn blast. Thank you so much.
Thank you, bro.
Hey, thank you, bro. Nice meeting you, Josh.
I didn't know how this show was going to...
Let's hook up, bro. We'll talk.
I didn't know how this show was going to...
We'll get you over on ours sometime, for sure.
Hell yeah, make it happen, dude. I didn't know how this show was going to go tonight. I was feeling a little shitty, but this has been a fucking fun-ass time. I'm feeling a lot better. I'm drunk now. So... All
right. That makes everything better, bro.
Oh, hell yeah. All right, dudes. I'll talk to y'all later. Everybody else, see y'all next Tuesday.
Peace out, guys.
And if you don't know, now you know.
Dude.